Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about.
It's two. It's OThaGreat. I know y'all miss me. How y'all doing? I'm back. I am back, y'all. What's happening? We're gonna need you right here when we need you. Man, we have NBA content. Welcome back. That's right. I'm welcome. I'm Phil. Welcome, y'all. Thank you, y'all. Thank you, y'all.
Back like you never left.
You know what I'm saying? Back like I never left. Oh my goodness, the audience is excited. I am happy to be here. Welcome everybody to Tie Off the Glass today. First episode of 2023. I am super excited, and we picked a good freaking day. Stuff usually happens on Sundays. You know what I mean? But it came together even more special today. We got guests in the building. Y'all know him, Mr. Josh Price from That's Football is in the building. Everybody say what's up.
Yes, sir. Welcome. Well, happy to be back. I said welcome back. Happy to be back.
And, you know, you are a returning guest. We love to have you here because your sports mind is amazing. And this young bro, I've known this young man for some years. Every time I talk sports with this gentleman, wherever I see him at, he is extremely passionate, extremely knowledgeable, and knows what the fuck he's talking about. Everybody give it up to Rob, y'all. Give it up to Rob.
What up,
man? Okay. I had, so, yeah, it's a lot going on. Yes, I haven't done a show since December 18th. That's right, I needed a break. Yes, I went out of town for the holiday season. I felt it was great to do it. Yes, I got screwed over by Southwest Airlines. Yes, I was sucked up into that bullshit, which was bullshit. But more importantly, NBA is in full effect. We are at the halfway point. There is a lot going. And we have breaking news today, Mr. Bron. You know what I mean? Would you like to set it off? That's our dun-dun-dun. We're doing the air horns.
Yeah. So, Woj, the Mavericks are trading for Kyrie Irving on this Sunday for a package of Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, a 2027 first-round pick and second-round picks to the Nets.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
an understatement.
First off,
Cuban.
Okay, first off, thoughts. I'll let Mr. Ron go first.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Now, first of all, I'm a Kyrie fan, and when he requested this trade, I said, "Oh, Kyrie on some nonsense."
You are?
Well, when he first said he wanted to be traded, I said, "Well, Kyrie on some nonsense." So then I looked at the context of it. We talking long term. We talking max money. We talking extension here. Yeah. Brooklyn wasn't going to do that. He already forfeited 4-year, 200 plus. We're talking $50 million a year. Right. So when that happened, I'm like, man, what's going on now?
Right.
So I do get it from him. Now, Brooklyn did present a deal, but that deal had restrictions.
Right.
You had to play so many games and be available. These hiatus things could happen. So I get it for long-term play. Now, as far as this move to Dallas, I hate it for Brooklyn.
Right.
I thought Brooklyn handed the keys to Durant and Kyrie and was like, here you go. Like, we finna do this. And they completely shitted on that organization. And for the expectation of what they were supposed to got, they've gotten knocked out, right? Like, Brooklyn has been shitted on. They didn't get the long-term effect of that deal, right? We're talking championship. When James Harden signed the big three championship, them guys gave us what? Kyrie's hurt, Kevin Durant's hurt, and then when they played together, and it's been Simmons thing.
Keep it just to the deal with the breaking news right now.
The breaking news.
That's a whole other. We gonna get into
the breaking news. I feel I'm in the middle about it. I hate it for Brooklyn, and I don't know how it puts Dallas over the top. I think the West is wide open. I don't know how it makes them better. They get another score. He's ball dominant too.
Right.
I don't know, man. I'm in the middle about it.
You in the middle. And I feel the same way. Mr. Price, what are your thoughts?
So, immediate reaction is Dallas had to do something. They needed a co-star for Luka. Clear as day. They were not going to win a championship with Luka playing the way that he has been all season, just trying to put the team on his back every game. Hell, he had to put up 53 points for them to beat the Pistons.
Right. The Pistons.
Who has like the second worst record in the East right
now.
They got some fight in them.
So
they do. Detroit gonna be good if they get a decent coach.
And once Cade comes back, they're gonna be a problem. That's another topic for another time. I'm not sure though that this separates them from the rest of the pack.
It don't.
Because no brainer, definitely give up Spencer Dinwiddie, but Dorian Finney-Smith was pretty much your only perimeter defender.
Right.
you can try some guys on the buyout market, but they're getting bought out for a reason. So I like the move. I just don't know. This is maybe the difference between you being like a 7 seed and a 5 seed. It's not putting you above Denver. It's not putting you above Memphis. Hell, the way the Kings playing right now, it's not putting you above Sacramento.
Talk about it, Sacramento balling.
Sacramento, look, I'm a Lakers fan. I'm on the light the beam shit with them. Like I'm here for it. So
right.
That Fox is a monster, man.
it's now it raises their ceiling. But at the same time, it's going to be tough to just rely on those two, even though Kyrie's a way better option than Luka's ever played with.
Right.
So I'm here for it, but at the same time, I don't think it's a game changer in the way that most people probably would.
Do y'all think this was a move that Cuban orchestrated just to appease Luka?
Yes.
Oh, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Well, Luka looked like LeBron, right? Like a dude, like a great player
Exactly.
carrying a bunch of role players. That's hard to get over the top.
Right.
Yeah,
Now, he can't do that forever.
This was beginning Cavs type of situation.
Especially after losing Brunson's 25 last year.
Yeah, he was like 20 to 25 a game
I
in the
like
playoffs.
Finney and some of them Smith guys. I don't love them. I didn't like them in the playoffs. Them shots don't fall the same, right? And then Luka's triple-double, 35, 15, and 12 on a team they still losing, right? He's doing great numbers like LeBron was doing. Like, it's great individially, but the team still loses.
Right.
Yeah, I think they definitely needed to do something to make Luka kind of keep his confidence in the organization. Because Brunson was the best co-star he had, and they drafted him like the first pick of the second round. Like they haven't really gone out and gotten like Christian Wood. They spent money on him, and they already got him in trade room. They had to do something. I think this is a move Luka should like because, okay, now it ain't get on my back, boys, and let's ride. Like, it's, okay, now I got somebody that can kind of share this load with me. I still don't think it's enough, though.
Me personally, where I'm at with this, I'm just using my eyes and common sense. I've been following this game since I was a child. I'm 43 years old. I think it's a dumb move by Dallas's part. I get that you had to do something. I get you had to appease Luka. Christian Wood is the only other thing that they had on that team. But like you said, Dorian Finney-Smith, along with what you said about him, he's a stretch big. You need stretch bigs in this league. My man can guard almost every position. So why would you just give that up? I think that was stupid. Also, too, any deal involving Kyrie Irving is just an asinine deal. I'm sorry, it's Kyrie fucking Irving.
And just real quick,
like,
not to even cut you off, it's the fact that you now traded for him and you have to pay him now.
Yes,
you got to give him the money.
Well, no, you don't. You now what's going to happen is he's going to want a max. Cuban is not going to want to give him a max, and he's going to basically lose Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith for nothing. That's basically
max without restrictions, right? Like,
that's what
Brooklyn said. We'll give you this, but we need X amount of games played, and X amount of things to happen.
And you have to have that with this man.
Oh, without a doubt.
This man has shown, because me and you, Rob, we talk often about basketball. We talk often about Brooklyn and Kyrie. And it just shocked me a second ago when you said you were a fan of this dude. Like, you can be a fan of someone's game, but just know that person is not giving anything to the game.
Right. Strictly the game. Strictly the game.
He is just oblivious to how I carry myself in public, how I carry myself out. Like, the only place he carries himself decent is on the court. But it's anything other than that. He does not. He just misses it every fucking time. If there was ever, I mean, he's a poster child for rich, spoiled athlete that does not get it. He's a poster child for it. If there was ever someone who needed a goddamn role model in the NBA, it's this fool. Kobe, I don't know, Kobe's family misses him. Kobe's family needs him and misses him more than anything. We love him. We miss him as basketball fans. But someone that also could need him besides the Bryants is that fool Kyrie. That was his go-to. That was his mentor. He has no one to keep him in check. His aunt is his manager. She don't know what she doing.
Right.
He's got a whole bunch of yes men around him. Like, bro, not only are you fucking up your legacy, you are sending, like when I talked to Rob about this the other day, Rob nailed it. You are sending yourself to goddamn China. Like real talk. Like, if this shit does not work out in Dallas, and they don't go far, and he isn't a pariah on that team, which he is everywhere he's at. He's a pariah on, pariah is the wrong word, because they make you a pariah, but he's a cancer. He's a cancer on every motherfucking roster he's been on. So unless this shit works out the best it could in Dallas, which is going to the finals and or winning it, and I don't see Dallas getting out the West. Actually, No, I picked them to go to the Western Conference Finals, but I did not pick them to go out the West. I don't see them getting out the West, even though the West is wide open.
Wide open.
He is going to screw himself. Truly, really and truly.
So,
I mean, good God.
Can I ask a question from the Brooklyn standpoint?
Go ahead.
Are they taking this trade because it's the best possible trade, or are they taking it because they just want to get him off the roster? Because part of me feels like this is just okay. This is a first real good offer we feel comfortable with. Okay, let's go ahead and do it.
Right.
Because while Dorian Finney-Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie are good role players, I'm not sure Kevin Durant is excited about adding that to the guys that he has.
KD should, and I definitely, Rob, I want your opinion after this. KD should 100% be happy about this because you know what he's getting? He's getting guys who want to play basketball.
That's true.
That's what
true.
he's getting.
That's true.
He's getting dudes that want to play ball and somebody that was already there, and y'all cast him aside like he was nothing.
Right.
So Spencer is going to have something to prove. Dory is going to have something to prove. He's getting guys that want to play basketball, and you goddamn right. Brooklyn said, this is halfway decent. No, fuck halfway. This is decent.
Yeah.
We're probably not going to get nothing else. Hurry up and take it. This dude has been a candidate for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all know that I ain't got to lay it out. Like, didn't refuse to play in the bubble. Refuse to take the vaccine. When he actually played ball, was out for 2 weeks for his sister birthday party.
And all the hiatuses, right? All the corruption and
my man was
all the
taking
things that
PTO
happened in the street. He just left.
PTO's like
he just walked away from his job. Like, I'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Bro, I gotta. The wind is blown the wrong way. I gotta go.
Yeah, man.
And the thing that's so messed up about it too, with Kyrie that I hate, Kyrie is actually. If you talk to people who talk to him, he's a decent dude.
Right.
He's a good dude.
Right.
He
I believe
cares
that.
about folks.
Right.
Gives his money to the right
He does.
organizations.
He does.
Takes care of shit you don't think he would take care of.
Right.
Speaks on shit and cares about shit you don't think he would care about. But it's just like, my God. It's just like, when it comes to professionalism, that is what he misses.
Yeah.
Well, you can say anything you want, right? Thank you to the ancestors. Or we can say it, but there's consequences for your actions.
Right.
You can come out here and talk about the Jewish people, or even in the context that you didn't mean offense to
Right.
it.
Which he didn't. He ain't say
Which
shit
he
about Jewish
didn't,
folks.
right?
Yep.
So then they said, well, look, we need you to do these things. And then he's in defiance. And then they said, well, we're gonna suspend you without pay.
But Rob, I got to push back on that. I thought they overdid it with dude.
Well,
I really thought they overdid it.
All right, so let me respond to that.
And making it public.
So then
I thought that was
so
bullshit.
this is why I think they did that. As a result of everything happened before that. I thought they piled everything together
maybe
and said,
so.
since you did this, you couldn't play her. Now we need you to do these things collectively
Right. That's
as
a
a
good point. I
result
didn't
of the
think about
things
that.
that you've done in the past.
That's a good
Right.
point.
Right?
Right.
That's a good
There's
point.
very few places you can walk away from your job Kyrie making what, 34 this year, 35?
Yeah.
There's very few places you can just say, I'm out. Don't return phone calls, text messages,
Right.
own the COs,
Yes.
ignore everything,
Yes.
and just go.
Yes.
Any civil uprising in this country, I say, well, what Kyrie gonna do, right? Like, so the last incident in Memphis, when the cops killed the brother,
Yep.
I'm thinking,
Rest in peace, Tyree.
well, Kyrie, man, like he said he was a martyr, fighting for the cause. So is this gonna be another moment where he say, I can't really play right now. I'm not focused on ball. And he did say there's more important things than ball out here. So then he's going to.
I don't remember him saying that.
I remember him saying that.
About Nichols. Nichols
I mean,
here recently.
I don't. But I
Yeah,
thought when it
I wish he
happened,
would've spoke up on that.
it happened, here go another 2 weeks. And as much as I love Kyrie as a ball player, every time something happens in these United States, I think, what Kyrie gonna do?
What's he gonna say?
Right? Like he gonna need another 2 weeks.
What's he gonna say? Yep.
Right.
And
Now-
it makes me nervous. So when Stephen A. Smith said, yes, he should be making max money, right?
Don't
50
quote
mil.
that fool.
I'm not. But he said, this is one of the things he said I like. He said,
Oh, I hate that motherfucker so much.
hey, I feel you. But he said, though, 1 year deals for Kyrie. He said, if I'm an owner, I'm giving you 1 year deals with restrictions.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I need this many games played. I need
yeah.
these things done
Oh, yeah.
across the board.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now, is he going to get a max deal from somebody? Is Mark Cuban going to say, here, Kyrie, here's 3 year,
Mark can't be
$150
that
million deal?
Mark can't be that stupid, but he also let Jalen walk for nothing. He let Brunson leave for literally nothing. So maybe Mark is.
He let Brunson leave for nothing, and this is basically you overcompensating for a previous mistake. Teams do this.
Good call.
Teams do this year
Very
after
good call.
year after year. We see so many examples of it, and this is a prime example now of we let Brunson walk for nothing. We haven't been good at attracting free agents before this.
Right.
We got to do something. It's kind of a panic move.
Right.
And if they if they turn around now and don't pay Kyrie at all, you let him walk. Okay, now what do you do? Because I don't think they're gonna have cap space this summer, even with trading Dinwiddie and Finney-Smith.
Why, yeah, you just traded in. Why wouldn't you have cap space?
Well, so
you might be still paying some of that deal.
Yeah, so even aside from that, you're gonna have a small cap hold initially for Kyrie. You let him go, you're still not gonna have max space because you're paying Luka now on his extension. You're not having him on a rookie deal.
How many max contracts do teams have?
Well, it kind of depends. So the max is a little bit different depending on how long you've been in the league, right? Okay. So Luka's max, for instance, is not the same as LeBron's max.
Right.
So let's say Luka's making anywhere between 30 and 35. The salary cap is like 120-ish. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got as many as you want to fit into that 120, but you also got to fill out the rest of the roster.
Right.
So it's tough. It's tough. I don't know how it's gonna play out. I'm interested to really see the basketball fit because these are two ball dominant guys. Mm-hmm. Luka, he finds open teammates with ease, but I also want to see how he plays off the ball. What happens when he has to be the guy who sits back and watches in the corner? Right. I don't know how that's gonna fit, but it's gonna be fun to watch.
We can assume. I can assume right now. I don't think it's gonna fit too well because Luka's not that type of cat. Luka's not that. Let me get in the corner type dude. Let me wait for the ball. Let me, I'll wait till they hit me off. I'll set some screens. I'll run around like Reggie Miller. He ain't doing that shit. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Nah. So I seriously doubt it. And again, Kyrie is, like you just said, Kyrie is ball dominant. It's only one basketball. Should be Spalding, now it's Wilson. I don't know what happened with that. Yeah. But it's only one Wilson on the court. Right. And they got to share it. Hey, if y'all want to call in, y'all got a question about it, y'all want to chime in, you can call 515-599-1687, 515-599-1687, 515-599-1687 if you have a comment, question, anything you would like to chime in with. Now real quick, we said Finney, Smith, and Dinwiddie. Yes. Okay. And wasn't it something else with that as well? And a draft pick.
Yeah, 2027 first round pick, and then they say multiple second round picks. So let's look at
pretty much all that for one, and they don't get Seth Curry, they don't get Joe Harris.
So look at the rest of the roster. Jesus. Guys like Jeff Green and Powell and Hardaway and Bullock, right? Like, is that enough to win a championship?
No,
probably not. So which means Mark Cuban is either looking maybe next year or looking to add another piece because that's not going to get it done.
It's not.
And even though the West is wide open, that roster right there is not enough to get them over the top.
Now, I guess the other part of this is Dallas also didn't have many other options outside of Kyrie because the package they just used to get Kyrie wasn't going to get them much else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This also, as I'm kind of talking through it too, this also strikes me as Brooklyn saying we're not sending you where you want to go. We sending you where we feel like we should send you.
Works for us.
Because to be honest, everybody was talking Lakers, which of course I'm probably the only Lakers fan here.
Sucks to be you.
Well, in this situation though, because I've had this conversation, a lot of the guys that I'm cool with are LeBron fans before they're Laker fans, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you just gotta make the deal. Send 2 first round picks. Who we bidding against?
Right.
Why are we giving up 2 first round picks for somebody who already doesn't want to be on the team that he's on and is not going back there after the trade?
Talk about
it. You gotta have a little bit better use of your leverage than that.
Right.
Now, of course, they still got to make a move after this.
Yep.
You see what Toronto's talking about maybe for Gary Trent or Fred VanVleet. You see what Utah's going to do as far as their veterans go.
I'm sorry, for who? For the Lakers or for
for the Lakers.
Okay,
for the Lakers.
I did hear Van Fleet.
They got to do something because at this point, LeBron's about to break the scoring record this week. The way he's playing, you owe it to him, especially after signing the extension, to try to make a move to win now. Mm-hmm. You just got to be smart about it.
Right.
I don't think Kyrie was the smart move.
Right. I don't think that was a smart move at all.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. I'll be honest with you. I don't think the Fakers could even pull that off because I don't think they have enough roster space. And number one, I don't think Russell might have a no trade clause. I'm not all the way sure.
No, so he doesn't have a no trade.
He doesn't have a no trade?
But teams, even with him halfway through the season, they don't want to take on the money without taking on picks.
Exactly.
Which I get.
Or some type of guarantee that you're going to come back next season.
Well, even then, the advantage to taking on Russell Westbrook right now, let's say if you're a team like Utah or Charlotte, right? if you're one of those teams and you got veterans that you don't want to keep paying, so in Utah's case, they got another year of paying Mike Conley like $28-30 million. You got Malik Beasley there, Kelly Olynyk, guys that are not going to be part of their future. You get a get out of jail free card essentially because all of Russell Westbrook money fall off after the end of this season. You know you don't have to pay him. Now your books open up whether you want to make trades, sign free agents, whatever.
You talking about for Utah?
For anybody that trades for Westbrook.
Okay.
You get, well, essentially what started this year is $47 million. I guess now halfway through the season to be like 22, 23.
Okay.
But all of that money falls off your books, especially once you trade the players that you were going to have to pay next year that you no longer have to pay.
Right.
You know, you got a little bit more flexibility to build your roster and reconstruct your roster.
Right.
But teams want to take on they want picks to be able to take on that salary for the rest of the year. They still got to pay them until April.
Right.
So, you know, it's going to be tough for them to get a deal done. They got to do something, though, especially with the West being as wide open as it is.
Oh, bro, I'll be honest with you. I don't mean to cut you off, but Russ ain't going nowhere.
I mean,
I don't see y'all making no deal where y'all get rid of Russ and or you bring in some big-time free agent, you know,
well,
middle of the season.
I don't expect to bring in another star. Honestly, I don't want another star. That's not the approach that's worked. It's not working right now for anybody else in the NBA. You look across all of the teams that are the best teams in the league. Boston, they have two young guys they've built a great roster around.
There you go.
You have Denver. They've built everything around Jokic. I guess you can say Murray, MPJ, but they have all of the best fits around their one-star player, right? It's about depth. It's about building flexibility. It's about
the Clippers.
You know. And
the Clippers were talking about Kyrie too.
But like, see, the Clippers.
I'm sorry, I'm making a trade or making a move.
So my issue with the Clippers though is the Clippers. If we're being 100% honest, they were so concerned about being the best team in LA that they did not build their team to be the best team in the NBA.
Right.
That's really what it comes down to. They were so worried about being the biggest show in town, and they're never going to be. Regardless of y'all go out here and break the wins record, go win multiple championships, nobody's going to be Clippers fans in LA.
Well, I don't know, because you're right. LA is a faker town. It just is. But the Clippers were on the come up. They were on the come up, and they were on the cusp to maybe, I don't know about take the city, but at least have a good foothold on it. Yeah. Especially you building a brand new arena out there in Inglewood. You're separating yourself that way. We're not a Staples Center no more.
Yep.
We got our own place. Da-da-da-da-da. But I think that if they could have stayed on their winning ways, but the way that since we talking about them, we go ahead and do that. The Clippers look so stagnant.
That's what I'm saying.
They look stagnant and tired. And what is it? What's my man name?
John Wall.
Paul George. John Wall. Okay,
John Wall.
Let's start with him.
Yeah.
That dude is another Kyrie, just with way less skill.
Well,
because he just, any excuse he can think of not to play, he won't play. He's never done anything to warrant that huge-ass contract that Ernie Grunfeld gave him in D.C. He never, looked like he deserved it, but yet he, just like a lot of these dumbass athletes, and Goat said this in an interview years ago. He said, I want to say he said this on Oprah, when Oprah was interviewing him, and then Chuck came out.
Yep.
You can't give dudes out the box max deals or huge deals and expect them still to produce.
Yeah.
What do they have to work for?
Well, we talking Clippers fine. Yeah. When Kawhi Leonard hit that shot over Philly, right? And then Kevin Durant gets hurt, right? And then they win the championship. It's like, wow, this new best player in the league, right?
Yep. They were on it. They were on it.
What they call it, prisoner of the moment, right? They call it prisoner of the moment. This is the new best player in the league. Now, maybe Pop saw something, right? He got his own trainers, his own staff. He plays when he plays. In theory, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are damn near making the same money. Now, I like Paul George. I don't love him. I don't $40 million like him, right? So for that roster, they got what? Kawhi plays sometime. Paul George is hurt a lot, right? They take days off. They take weeks off. And then the Morris and all these other role players, okay, fine. Right. When the league started this year, they were projected to be like one of the top two teams in the West.
I had them in
so for everything they've been, just like Brooklyn, over the last 3 to 4 years, what have they done?
Not a damn thing.
Nothing. So when they blew that 3-1 lead to Denver, right?
In the bubble.
And then Skip Bayless on there crying. How do you justify that?
Right.
And we talking double-digit leads in every game.
Yes.
So when that collapsed, and the commercial. They put the commercial with Kawhi Leonard and the crown in the 6'4", and then I didn't see the commercial no more. So I reach out to all my Clippers fans.
I think so, yeah.
Right, so I reach out to my Clipper fans and say, hey, I thought this was the king of the city here.
LA our way was their slogan.
It's a takeover.
LA our way.
They blew a lead. Was it last year or a year before?
No, so let's talk about last year. They had Kawhi out all year. They get Paul George back. You know, of course, the Clippers were the biggest talkers of the league. They get Paul George back. They get 2 chances in the play-in, and they don't make the playoffs. They had 2 games.
Right.
Y'all can't get in the playoffs?
No. Clips made it. Y'all didn't.
No, the Clippers lost to the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
And then they went out and
but the Clips made the playoffs.
No, so the Timberwolves were the 7th seed.
Yep.
The 8th seed was gosh, I'm blanking now because Phoenix played
last year. Minnesota had to do their play-in and they won. And then
who is the other?
Whoa! So the Clips didn't even make the playoffs last year.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to look
go
this
ahead
up
and look.
live.
I'm gonna feel while y'all looking.
Hold on.
I don't know if it's Tyronn Lue. Maybe he's lost his luster. Maybe the players aren't listening to him as much as they used to. But it obviously has a lot to do with your main 2 superstars in and out of the freaking lineup.
Yeah.
And can't stay healthy and or stay in there consistent to bring chemistry up in the team.
Well, it's not easy to win a championship.
Exactly. I don't understand why these teams, Rob, think that we don't have to really focus until the playoffs. We don't have to focus until April.
I'll see you in the playoffs.
Like, what the hell
to
is
do
that?
what? Now, look, that's not going to happen. The Clippers and Brooklyn, and I hate to dwell on it, but you threw these rosters together and said, championship team right here. So when Brooklyn explodes, who do you blame? At some point, the ownership gave players too much leverage and control over that.
Entirely too much.
And what have they done in 3 to 4 years? The expectation is championship.
Right.
The same for the Clippers, too.
Right.
Now, as great as it started, it ended in mediocrity.
Right.
We're just an average team over here with a bunch of big salaries.
Right. Yeah.
And I love me some John Wall. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're a role player here
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
We're averaging, 7 and 5 a game?
And I didn't understand why people thought, John Wall on the Rockets, he going to make them good.
Yeah.
John Wall on the Clippers, he going to make them good. How? When? Why?
All because he's a pass-first point guard? What?
The man does not play. He cannot get through. I have had arguments
got conditioning issues, right?
Man,
out of
he's
shape.
got all types of issues.
We got problems here, man.
I've had arguments with dudes that you would swear up and down know something about basketball and think that this dude is going to be somebody.
And he signed, a 4-year, $160 million in Washington when he's playing with Bradley Beal. He's making $40 million. Then he gets hurt. Now you're sitting out. We going to sit out for 2 years? Kawhi Leonard sit out for damn near 2 years?
And you know what? Since you brought them up, I'm gonna talk about it right now.
Oh, real quick before you move on. It was
ahead.
the 8th seed was the Pelicans last year.
There you
7th
go.
seed was the Timberwolves. So, yeah, they couldn't make the playoffs.
Wow.
The Pelicans and the
Team order, man.
Timberwolves.
So
Pelicans
didn't
hungry.
even make the goddamn playoffs with all that money on that. I know Ballmer is losing his mind, but here's the other thing too. You touched on it, so I'm gonna jump on it because I want to bring it back to the C's who are running this league. How come Bradley Beal every year just take money and don't nobody say shit and don't do nothing?
Because people like Brad. That's all.
Because he a nice guy.
Yeah, people like Brad. That's all.
Man, but like
He loyal to the city.
He may be a nice guy. Here's the thing: he has no national exposure.
No.
He has no like I gotta watch his games.
Right.
He has his game is different.
And he just signed a 5-year, $250 million deal.
Yeah.
Supermax.
Supermax.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
nice guy.
There is nothing with the way Bradley Beal plays ball that entices me at all. And I don't like the school he went to, but they do Pablo Ranchero that went to goddamn Duke. I like his game.
Yeah,
Paolo's
nice. Paolo's nice.
What is it? Cole Anthony. I like his game.
Yeah.
I like Harrison Barnes. He pick and choose when he want to win. De'Aaron Fox, like you mentioned earlier. There's random guys throughout this league.
Yeah.
Most of the league, I love their games. With that dude, Brad Beal was just like, I'm gonna do a little bit in the start of the season. I'm gonna get hurt. I'm gonna do a little bit in the middle of the season. I'm gonna get hurt
On a team that's not gonna win.
Exactly, and
They're not gonna win.
If I make the playoffs, I'm gonna get knocked out.
Porzingis or not, they're not gonna win.
I don't understand why Celtic fans wanted Brad to go to Boston or in St. Louis folks. I know. Here's the other thing too. St. Louis folks, y'all can love Brad as much as everybody. He's okay, but guess what? You know what he's never done for your city? Not a fucking thing. Not a goddamn thing. My man will have. No, this is real talk.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Taylor two basketball stars out of the city of St. Louis. You got one, Jason Tatum, who went to the same school as this dude, Chaminade, and they both had basketball camps, right? They both had basketball camps at Chaminade. Brad Beal and what is it? JT, what is it? Has his basketball camp. I think it's like $200 a kid. Yeah. Brad's, I think $300 a kid. What is it? And that's that. That's Chaminade. Yeah. Duh, they can afford it. Right. You know what I mean? Fucking, what does JT do? JT turns around and has another basketball camp in the city down at Woes. You know what I'm saying? At Woes Community Center, which, by the way, he revamped the whole damn court and the whole recreational center. He does that. Guess how much that camp was? $0. My son went to it in 2019. What does Brad do for the city? Not a fucking thing. Not a goddamn thing. This man has made, like, I think at least $500 million.
Brad doing
million.
Brad doing well. I hate to count a brother pockets, but he's doing well.
I am.
He's doing well.
I am. He's doing very well. But geez, Louise, you can't give none of that back. You can't have a basketball clinic somewhere. You can't have something that's not for rich people, i.e. rich white people. You can't do nothing for nobody. I just don't understand that. And you never. Okay, I don't expect you to try to recruit players, but you never give I want to win. I want to do this. I want to get such and such. We need to do this. It's like I've seen interviews by KG before he won it, and by Kevin Durant before he won it, by Russell before he won. All these other players, Russell still hasn't won. By these players that were hungry and they wanted this and they wanted that and they cared about the winning. I get no sense of that from Bradley Beal.
Real quick, this is what I get from that. My daughter played ball. There was a bunch of cheerleaders playing basketball. They were god awful terrible. Right. I mean terrible. Mm-hmm. Now. My little girl just liked being on the team. Right? The uniform, the camaraderie with the girls. They were terrible.
Yes, sir.
Now, Bradley Beal is a nice guy. And I think he really likes playing ball. But outside of having a real drive, like we need to make some moves here, we need some different pieces, I don't think he's that guy. I think he likes playing ball. He makes a great living. Right. And I think that's enough for him. In my opinion, I think that's just enough.
I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
I've never heard him say anything about we got to get better or we need help ever. Not once, ever.
To the point that you just made, too, about what Michael Jordan said. Hell, he saw John Wall get paid, and the most they had done was go to a Game 7 in the second round.
Yeah.
So, of course, I feel like I'm going to get that far. Of course, I would feel like I'm going to get my money, too, just for showing up. So, maybe if he would have gotten into a different situation, it would be different. But I mean, at this point, he can sit with his money and whatever happens with the season.
Sad. It's I just hate to see because my man is super talented.
He is. Yeah,
he is. What I'm saying? He's dumb talented.
He is.
He gives nothing back and does nothing with the talent he was given. It boggles my mind. But more importantly, I want to talk about it. They've been the darling of the league. You know about it. We love them. Let's give it up to the mighty, mighty Boston Celtics. It is their world, and we're just living in it.
Wow.
It is.
These fucking C's, despite losing to Phoenix the other night, I don't know what that was about. I don't give a shit. But, man, it is the Boston Celtics world, and we are just living in it. Look, y'all. I said this. I've talked to Rob about this many a time. Josh, you have been on this show. We've talked about it. They have nowhere to go but up. They have nowhere to go.
It's a championship season.
That's it. Yeah. Like this is
championship or bust. That's it.
Championship or bust. Like you've done all the losing.
Yeah.
You've done everything that you've lost in the first round. You've lost in the second round. You lost in the conference finals. You lost in the NBA finals. You've gotten pieces that you needed to help strengthen you.
That Brogdon was a good piece.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's a good pick. Because Marcus Smart playing the point last year, it irked me. He looked like some and one mixed. He looked lost out there.
To me, I disagree. This besides maybe the finals, but
the final. I'm talking about the finals.
Okay, good.
In the finals, I thought he went too much hero ball.
Yeah.
No, sir, that's not your move. You don't try and split the defenders. You don't do that. You don't do that, sir.
But look, my man took a step because remember in that first round against BK, what did he do in that what was it? Was it the Easter Sunday game? Instead of taking that stupid ass shot, what did he do? Kicked it off to JT. JT had to spin around late.
Yeah, it's a better move.
Yeah.
And they won the game. Like, my man has learned how to play that position. Like every adversity that they've had, they've overcome it. The only one that I still see, because I'm a realistic fan, that's my team. Has been my team since I was a child. The only thing I worry about is Time Lord's health. I worry about Rob Williams' health like that because he is still like – you'll watch him in a regular season game right now, and he'll jump up and because my man skies.
Yeah.
Like he gets to the goddamn top of the backboard, and you'll see him going back up the court, and he's hobbling. Yeah. He's like low key got a limp and he's trying to hide it. You know what I'm saying? And he just had another what is it? I don't know. They had some type of knee surgery. I don't know if it was meniscus. I'm not sure what it was. He had that done in the offseason. That is the only thing I'm worried about. They still have not shored up that center position, but they're trying to leave it to him because you don't want to push him out.
Right.
But I just wish we had another good, because you got Al. Al is amazing. But he can't score every game.
He can't.
You got Luke Cornett, big, huge white boy, great to come off the bench. But I would love to have someone that can.
I don't know why they give up on Taco Falls, man.
Okay. Hold up, man. Everybody loves it. Everybody thought that was funny. Are you serious? Right? You serious? You just playing.
I mean, I didn't really see him playing in college. I don't know where he played at. And I saw him a few games. I'm like, oh, okay.
I saw him in college. I saw him in the tournament. My man is 8 feet tall and could not score standing next to the hoop. Standing next to it, Rob. There's nothing he could do. Like, it's just, they gave him and the thing that I didn't like about it with him, oh, God, he used to irk me so fucking much. Boston really latched on to him. And the reason why I think they latched on to him, because he's a fucking mascot. Yeah. That's all he was. He was just a big ass. It's like with George Mirasan when the Bullets, when Washington latched on to him. It's like Sean Bradley when the Mavericks fans latched on to him. It's like Manute Bol when the teams he went to, everybody liked Manute because he was so goddamn big and he low key could shoot, but he couldn't do shit else.
So is that going to be the same for this other kid, the 7'4" kid? They say is a point guard, supposed to be the number one pick.
Oh no,
Victor Yaman.
Just go on YouTube. Yeah, all you need is about 2.5, 3 minutes. That's it. Because look, I watched him. Yeah. That first game they put on TV this year, him and Scoot Henderson, who's supposed to be like the second best prospect in this draft. Mm-hmm. French Vic is what I call him. French Vic is a bad boy. French Vic is a bad boy.
I like that. That's a cool little name.
French Vic is a bad boy. Because my man is taking like floaters from the 3-point line.
Yeah.
And he plays on both ends and he plays hard, man. Like I think he is as good as what people talking about. I don't have no questions, hesitations at all. If I got the first pick, we can go ahead and call it into the league today.
He's good. He's good, Rob. But one thing I would say about him, I don't look at him like Chet Holmgren. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why everybody was getting on his dick just because he was tall and he can move around like a guard. And my man was entirely too bony to play.
He is very thin, very frail.
Which he found out at a goddamn charity game. Right. He found that out at a charity game.
And found it out backpedaling. Like, my man didn't even make no physical play.
But Victor, I don't look at him like that. But to me, Victor needs to gain some weight. Because he's not bony like Chet, but he needs to gain some weight. Yeah. Once he gets some weight on it, he may be good. But my question to y'all is, do you see anybody beating the Celtics?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
There's only one team in the East that's capable.
Okay, talk about it. Rob said it first. Who you got? Man, he gonna go with Milwaukee.
Well, I'm leaning toward Philly, man. I know. Look at the numbers lately. Philly been playing good ball. Philly been playing good ball, man.
So typically I'm not somebody that endorses the 76ers shenanigans.
Not Philly.
But I will say this.
Not Philly.
The last 20, 25 games, they've been hard to beat, bro. They've been hard to beat, man.
You're right. And go ahead. And you know what, y'all? I want to say this too. I laughed at first, but when I thought about it, they have been balling. And the one thing about Philly that you see this year with them, it's not that foolishness.
Yes.
From years prior.
It's a maturity art.
It's a maturity art, and it's like Joel's probably pissed because he got shitted out of the MVP last year. He should have fucking got it. I think these racist ass sports writers are just gonna throw it back to Joker because they love giving it to the white boy. I hate to say it, but
to me,
I think it's JT and Joel.
This year.
I think it's them two. But it's just like they are gonna bend over backwards to give it to goddamn Joker. But it is none of that foolishness, and they look very, very serious. So, you know what? Now that I think about it, I give a little more credence to that. I just don't. This is me personally. I never fear any James Harden team.
Okay, and so that's the elephant in the room. That's really the elephant in the room. The only way
Jamie for a reason.
Hey, so the elephant in the room is we know at some point every round, James Harden got a 2-4-11 in him.
Yeah, I mean
he got at least one.
Yeah.
So how do you overcome that? Now, what we've seen so far this year is we just gonna keep dumping it to Joel until y'all get tired of it. Mm-hmm. Now, we also got to see him be able to hold that up over 4 playoff rounds too.
Right. Good luck with that.
And he's still gassed in a lot of the end of these games. Now, what he did do against Jokic a couple weeks ago, or maybe last week, he annihilated him on national TV. Yeah, he went stupid on him.
Yeah, 47 and 18.
47 and 18.
Handled him.
Yeah, and this is like Jokic. Anytime Jokic is on me, give me the ball. Like this was like Shaq in his prime type of mentality. How he was playing.
I love it.
Love all that. Yeah. I just need to see him be able to keep it up. That's my only hesitation with Philly is him and that stamina over a full, course of the playoffs, and whether or not James Harden gonna show up every round.
Now let me throw this to you, since you're a Boston fan. First of all, I like Boston. I like the core. Now, before they went to the finals, beginning of the season, they were saying, well, maybe we need to break this thing up, right? Maybe JT.
Before they went to the finals.
Right. Before,
that was like
I'm saying the naysayers were saying like we need to break them up. They can't play together.
A lot of fools said that. I don't know why.
They did.
A lot of idiots said
the reation Golden State works is because they kept their core nucleus together. Right?
Yep.
Now, all these other teams out here, and this is my opinion. In my opinion, I say these teams that put these teams together, they have a 3 to 4 year window to win a title.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
LA and Brooklyn, you got a 3 to 4 year window. Yeah. Boston has a window to win, and I think that window's now. Now, if they don't win this year, if they don't win in the next 2 years, in my opinion, I think they're going to go in another direction.
As in letting one of them go?
Well, I think Tatum's there for the long haul. I think Brown would be a guy, or maybe package Smart into some kind of deal.
Right.
If they don't win a title in the next 2 years.
Right. And you know what? I kind of want to argue with you on that, but you are probably 100% correct. I think their window is bigger than a lot of teams that are good. Phoenix. I don't know what the fuck Phoenix did to their window. They got a lot of internal strife they dealing with.
Booker's still hurt, right?
Booker's still hurt.
Bridget Cam is hurt. The other Cam is hurt. Like half of that team is hurt.
Is the center hurt? Like his feelings was hurt.
Clippers window is small. It's smaller. Phoenix's window is smaller. I think our window is bigger because we have good young players and we play together. And we like playing together. We
good team defense.
Exactly. Yeah. Good team defense.
And everybody on that roster has gone through those lumps together.
Exactly. And good team camaraderie. Yeah. Like that's the thing that's so dope about it. It's like you can't. This is the thing that KD and KD and Kyrie and Bron and a lot of these players that just think I've won, so I could just take my magic and go somewhere else, add this, add that, stir it together, and boom, here goes the championship. Right. It does not work like that. No. You have to have chemistry. You have to build something. That's why I don't see anybody stopping them. Philly is a great opponent. Milwaukee is a great opponent, but I just don't see them being deep enough. Because jump to Milwaukee real quick. What's Chris doing? What's Middleton doing?
So
now he played the other day.
Yeah, but he ain't the same Middleton.
He's back, but he's not 100% back yet.
Dude.
Now, if and when he does get there, though,
they can't win without him.
Yeah, they cannot win. They can definitely not.
Without him being 100% or the best version of himself.
Him being the way he was a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So they can't win without him. But if he does get right, and the one move I need them to make, they need like kind of that like wing-ish combo forward that can defend a couple different positions. Because right now you relying a whole lot on Grayson Allen and Pat Connaughton.
Oh my God, Grayson Allen.
I can't support that. I can't support that Grayson Allen. I can't support that. Well, I don't want to go back to college. I don't want to go back to college. There's very few cheap shots.
You say I'm not here for it.
He can't support it.
There's very few guys that's been able to get so far with so many cheap shots. I mean, dirty, cutthroat, knee kicking in the groin. It is effing ridiculous, man. I cannot support that, man.
I don't understand.
I can't,
talk about it, Rob. I don't understand how nobody has not caught that white boy coming out the locker room and beat the dog shit out of him.
It's ridiculous.
Since Duke.
It's
ridiculous. All the dirty shit that he did at Duke. It's probably happened and we just ain't heard about it. Because I had to have. Like the way Grayson gets down is so fucking dirty.
It's lousy.
It's worse than lousy. I can't know what the word is, but it's obtuse. It's obtuse the way this motherfucker can play ball. Like it's disgusting. I can't. It's almost like Zaza, not almost like it's Zaza Pachulia like. Let me throw my leg, let me throw my foot.
But it's like 8 of those.
While you taking his jumper wide so you can tear your ankle up.
Yeah.
I can't. And Pat Connaughton, God bless him. You know what I mean? He's doing the best he can. You know, Pat's doing the best he can, but Pat can't get no taller and he can't get no faster. So it's just like, I don't understand Are they? I mean, I know he scores. You better throw Bobby out there a little more. Y'all report it.
Like so the problem though,
peanuts.
The problem though with Bobby is Bobby can't guard JT. He can't guard JB. No. Those are the guys they need reinforcements for.
That's true. Yeah.
Those are the guys they need reinforcements for. They have enough to beat anybody else in the East.
Yeah.
It's Boston that they have to be concerned with, and that's what they need to make a move at the trade deadline.
I tell you, somebody who would fit there perfectly, and if I was in bust my ass trying to get him in the offseason, Spencer Dinwiddie.
To where?
To Milwaukee.
Yeah.
They need somebody like that.
They
need somebody like that.
They need another grown up off the bench.
You know what I mean? Another grown up is somebody who can, and he could start. You know what I mean? He could. You let Pat and Grayson come off the bench like they should.
Yeah.
And you have Spencer out there. Spencer can guard JB.
Yeah.
Kinda, and JT somewhat, and also he can score.
Yeah, and he also can kind of do that on ball off ball thing with Drew Holiday to where you're not as worried about how their games mesh.
Right.
So
they
Kevin
kind of seamless. Yeah.
Kevin Durant's not going to lead Brooklyn to a championship. That's what we're saying.
No, Ben said he wouldn't.
No,
Ben said he wouldn't.
Okay, so Kyrie, so Kevin Durant and Ben Simmons is not finna get a title.
No, here's the thing though. It's not just Ben anymore. Now, since they have the addition of Spencer and Dory Finney, I'll tell you one thing. I saw them get knocked out in the first round. I see them going a little farther now.
Well, look,
shit.
Can we
real talk?
Can we just?
I don't.
Why not? You gave up a cancer for two dudes who want to play ball.
Yeah, but one, Ben, are we sure he still wants to play ball? Because I
don't give a shit.
But part of this though requires Ben to be playing at somewhat of an effective level. The last month and a half, he's been barely a bench guy for you. So to get Dinwiddie and to get Finney-Smith in there is definitely an injection of energy, some effort. Yeah, so they came out on top.
Yeah,
it's still not enough. It's still not enough because
they getting picks too.
But you also KD's still gonna be out another couple weeks.
He is okay.
And you don't have Kyrie or KD for the next.
What's the shooter? Harris.
You got a lot of role players trying to lead you to wins over the next couple weeks, and that's pulling you further and further down them standings. To where if I'm Brooklyn, I don't want to see Philly in the first round. Not as currently constructed.
I think Philly. I think Philly's the best matchup for Boston, in the East. I think Milwaukee has issues. There's health issues. There's concern. I think Philly matches up with Maxey and Harris. So I think that's a great matchup for them.
I swear to God, if somebody would have said that to me yesterday, I would have laughed at him like I did with you at first. But
if Embiid keeps this up, keeps this up, a Boston Philly playoff series is real interesting.
It's gonna be dope.
I can't come out here and say Philly is definitely gonna win. That would be crazy.
Right.
But I think that's a much longer series than people would have thought it would have been at the start of this season.
Right. To me, it's just I don't see anybody beating us. But if it's going to be somebody, it's going to be Philly or Milwaukee, and it's leading Philly. I just really think that you got to give props to Jacques Vaughn for keeping them on the trail that they've been on.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Because it's been a hell of a
circus over there.
season. It's been a circus.
Circus.
It's been a circus. You know what I mean?
Man.
So for that young brother who won in college, played great in the league, had a decent career, and has been a good coach so far in this league before he became the interim coach for them. Because I think he was with Orlando. He was all right with Orlando. I see them again. I see them be if everybody comes ready to play ball, which I think they will be. I see Brooklyn being a hell of a lot better, but I don't see. I mean, another team in the East that I want to be good, but they just can't never get good, man. I don't even like watching them no more. It's the damn Charlotte Hornets. I want the Goats team to be good, but it's just
I want the Goats too involved.
Now
for Michael Jordan to be arguably the best that's ever done it. I've never in my life heard somebody say, I want to go play over there on Jordan's team. Right? No. Not once in my life. Not to mention.
Steph has because he's from there.
Oh, okay.
Because he's born and raised there.
Yeah. I stand corrected. Yep. So you're not going to get the talent. You don't pay guys. You don't recruit well.
You don't.
You're too involved because for lack of a better phrase, Jordan don't know what the hell he's doing.
Oh shit!
We talking player We talking.
That's a tape.
I'm player personnel.
Yeah, you sound like Chuck.
Jordan's lost over there, man. What are you doing, man? You are fucking up this organization over here, man. For as great as he's been, you can't put a decent team to save your life. Hello, Ball, whom I love. Obviously, he's the best ball brother.
He was gonna do something.
Well, the rest of that roster.
Oh, it's
right
garbage.
now,
It's terrible,
like
man.
You got to think
Terrible.
like they're paying Gordon Hayward $30 million a year.
Why did you think he was?
They're paying Terry Rozier like $22 million a year. Kelly Oubre is on that team.
No, to me, he's one of the dumbest players in the league.
Dennis Smith Jr. is like their legitimate backup point guard right now. Like he's playing like 20 minutes a game. That's not.
I remember when he was good though. He took a big step.
They are going to be a high lottery pick.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up with the number 1 pick.
This every year, right? This
Well, it's worse this year.
But every year they're like a bad team. They're irrelevant. Nobody's even talking about Jordan as an owner. They're talking about Jordan. You're too involved in player personnel and player development. You don't know what you're doing, sir. Allow somebody to come in here and put a decent team together. Obviously, Ball is definitely look like he's going to be the focal point of that team. Okay, great. The kid rebounds, he assists, he scores. He plays defense too.
But he's not healthy all the time.
He's not.
No.
He's not.
That's a problem.
He's not.
No.
I wonder if that's a family trait.
I was just gonna say because Lonzo, I don't know if we want to talk about the Bulls,
Lonzo,
but
I don't think. I'll be honest with
Is
y'all.
he coming back?
I look at
This year?
Lonzo. No, he's not. He's still out.
I don't know if Lonzo's gonna play basketball.
Exactly. Like
ever again?
I don't think so.
My man has been out with a knee
but he's
injury.
definitely not gonna be as good as
He's
what
been
he
out
was.
with the same knee injury for a year. And as recently as a month ago, said he still feels pain walking up and down steps.
Yes,
Like that's
yes.
that
It's
don't-
like he when he does his treatment, it's like he gets he makes strides, but then he regresses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
So-
his father kind of sabotaged their career. And I'm all for in development and empowering your children. But you can't come out here and say my rookie son is better than Steph. You put a target on his back coming into the league. You put a lot of pressure, and they attacked him. Beverly and all these guys, they went at him so
But
hard.
he dealt with it.
He did.
dealt
He
with
took it on the chin.
Look, he
He took it on the
did,
chin.
Got
but
a max deal from Chicago. And when he went to Chicago last year in the offseason, we was like, wow, Chicago was loading up. Him, Zach, DeMar.
Yeah.
We thought they was about to do
And
some
when
shit.
he was healthy, he played well for them.
You know what I mean?
Play well.
So I don't. And you're right. You're right. He put a huge target on their back. And I remember, I don't want to know why my mind goes back to this, but LeVar would say, and this is like if y'all watch, LeVar was always on TV.
Yep,
he always had a camera in his house.
Did y'all buy shoes?
I did.
$500,000, them $1,000 signatures.
Bro,
Okay.
I listened to Levitar's show. They paid $500 for them shoes. You know when them shoes got there? Got to Miami, Florida.
6 months later.
Oh, about 11 months later, and they was the wrong shoes.
For them crocodiles or some
For
kind of.
them ugly ass, for them ugly ass ball shoes.
But the signature ones were $1,000. They were $995.
All I know is the ones they got on Levitar was $500. That was entirely
Yeah,
too
they
much.
did have $1,000 pair. I don't know if anybody ever paid for those or got them if they
You
did pay
stupid
for
as
them.
shit.
But
But when I think back to I don't know if it was
Limited
Real
editions,
Sports
man.
with Brian Gumble or if it was some Showtime basketball. It was something, and he's showing how what he cooks and he makes pancakes for them every morning with strawberries and this and all that shit. And I'm just like, that's good and all, but is that something you want to give your athletes every morning for breakfast? It's like pancakes with a gang of syrup and all that shit. I don't know. I mean, maybe mix that up with some oatmeal. Maybe mix it up with some grits. I don't know. And that makes, in the back of my mind, I'm like, does that have something to do with why they can't? Their knees is always fucked up. Do they eat too much sugar? The sugar fucks up your body. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it does. I don't know. I could be reckless speculation. I get it, but it's just I don't know. He did put a huge target on their back, but did he give them the wrong food? I don't know.
I think it's just a bad situation all around, man. I hate it for Lonzo. Obviously, LaMelo, he's gonna still play. He's still gonna make his money. I honestly wouldn't be shocked if LaMelo tried to force his way out of Charlotte.
Is the other brother still in the league?
No, he never made it.
No,
I
think he was on a G
Detroit.
League for somebody.
Yeah, I think he got.
Because I saw the dad. I thought I saw the dad say, "All my sons are in the NBA." Like some team brought him on.
He got
maybe for like a really
tryout.
brief.
Yeah, he got a summer league contract or something like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
he got a tryout with them. And
So did Shaq's son too, right? Shaq's son.
I believe
They
so.
brought him in.
Yeah, he had a
And
summer
I don't
league
know
deal
what's
with
up with Shaq. Shaq's son was supposed to be the shit. Man.
Well, he had something go
some kind of
wrong with
heart-
heart
some kind of
surgery or
issue.
something while he was in college, and then he
And-
transferred like 3 times. It was a wild situation.
For your point,
man.
though, Shaq's son was very undersized for a 6'11" guy. He was frail. I mean, thin.
Yeah, he was.
Which really
He
surprised
was like
me.
230.
Especially coming from Shaq.
man.
He was only like 225,
He was a
230.
small
Damn,
frame
at
guy.
6'11"?
He was, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was very shocked by that.
And that
too.
was while he was playing D1 ball. That's not like right out of school. That's
But he had some
while
kinda-
he's been in like a weightlifting and like
Yeah.
conditioning program.
He had a
That's
health.
light.
He had a health issue, something with his heart or something. I know, kind of.
Hey, look,
took it left.
I wish that brother all the best because anybody who look, man, me as a Celtics fan, I have been traumatized. Okay, I have been traumatized by guys playing basketball with heart conditions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, Hank Gathers won the Celtics, but I still
Gathers,
remember that.
my
I remember
man.
that. I lived through that. You know what I'm saying? And that's another reason why, and people, you know, how come it took so long for the Celtics to get good? How come it took the Fakers was good? They did look the Lakers when they were the Lakers in the '80s. They had a great team, and then what happened in the '90s?
Shit,
you know,
Magic, fell out.
This guy in red and black from Chicago, he took over. So when they fought, but then they got good again because Jerry West drafted really well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And in between, they had in the '90s, they had Nick the Quick, they had Eddie Jones, they had
guys. Yeah,
our guys that we had. They passed. Like, think about this real quick.
Reggie.
You know what I'm saying?
Even before Reggie, Lynn Bias.
We had Lynn Bias, #1 draft pick in 1986, going to the best team in the fucking league.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where else? That'd be like the Celtics right now getting Victor.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers would lose their mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They would lose their fucking mind. We had the best dude in the league, goddamn cocaine.
Yeah.
Then we have
my
Reggie
man.
fucking Lewis. And Reggie Lewis used to give the GOAT the business.
Yeah.
He used to give GOAT that work. Like,
Reggie was real.
Reggie was that dude.
He was real.
Then he dies at Brandeis University and shit off of some dumbass. If y'all haven't seen Baltimore Boys, that 30 for 30, watch that bitch.
Okay.
Watch it.
Okay.
Watch it. It is really good. It breaks all that down. I remember where I was. I was just like, what the? First off, I'm from Massachusetts. I'm from Springfield, Mass. I'm where the game was invented. And they were the Celtics practice today at Brandeis University, and Reggie Lewis passes out on court. Where the fuck is Brandeis University? I never heard of that motherfucker. But we got so many schools up there, I get it. But it was just, and then from that day on, it was all bad. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was just, if our players could have stayed alive, we wouldn't have had a 22-year gap of dominance in this league. I just want to say that. But also too, I want to talk about this team. I mentioned them a second ago. I'm gonna bring it back to the West Coast. What the fuck happened to the Phoenix Suns? What happened to them? I don't.
What's the center name?
DeAndre Ayton, who I wanted.
Well, he's
y'all treat him like shit. I'll take him.
Yeah, I guess Doc Rivers. I mean, who's the coach?
Monty Williams.
I guess he hurt his feelings.
He did.
Right, like he pulled them in the game in the finals.
So
the finals?
I think it was
I got something for that.
They had issues as a team. The whole Western Conference Finals, they went up 2-0 in Dallas. Of course, blew that lead. There was some friction between Aiden and Monty Williams. There's some friction between Jay Crowder and Monty Williams, which is why Jay Crowder still ain't playing right now.
Jay Crowder is not even with the team.
He's not even with the team, man.
Oh, there's a lot of feelings in this thing, man.
So it's also like nobody wants to say this.
More than just feelings, Rob.
Chris Paul.
Nobody. Yeah, there we go.
He's not a winner. He's not a winner.
Well, it's not even.
Not at all.
Not even that he's not a winner. They paid him for past performance, and now they feeling the weight of it.
Right.
Because he can't be the Chris Paul they need him to be for 82 games plus the playoffs. It's not possible.
Comes back to my point. There was a window, right? Yep. Phoenix had a 3-year window. Mm-hmm. So when they got there, and I love me some Chris Paul. I think he's a Hall of Famer, no doubt. But he's never won on that level. Right? And then when I saw him play, I was like, wow, Chris Paul didn't really look the same in them finals, man. Like, he didn't really look $40 million Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
So then they didn't get it done. Mm-hmm. So then they crowned Booker the next Kobe. Right? So then they threw he's the next Kobe.
Yeah,
I'm like let's slow down. Let's pull this thing back. I love me some Booker.
Right.
He went to school with them Harrison twins, right? Because they were the talk of Duke,
Kentucky,
right? Kentucky. Yeah. And then they kind of fade, and I said, no, this light-skinned kid can shoot.
Yes, he can.
Yeah.
He's going to be around a long time.
Yep.
But they threw that Kobe out there. I think kind of got in his head a little bit. And then, bam. And then your center, right? He got pulled.
Before you book off a book, why do you cry after every call? Why do you cry after? No, I'm sorry. Every play, you cry entirely too much. This is not your league. That's to your Kobe point.
Because
this dude think he the goddamn man already ain't won a motherfucking thing.
Right. Well, and then
you're not gonna get them calls.
You're
not gonna get them
of
calls.
course.
Finish.
I'm sorry. He's not gonna get them calls. First of all, and I do like Phoenix, and I thought they had a window, but when they lost in the finals, I said that window's closed.
Oh, I didn't think that.
Yeah,
you thought when they lost to Milwaukee?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to put myself on the spot. I said last year, I thought that they were going to win the finals when the playoffs started. I put it on wax.
Last year.
Last year.
A lot of people did.
And of course, that was before Booker got hurt and all that. And then, of course, the dismantling Luka gave them in Game 7 of that series.
Oh, my God.
But even as recent as the beginning of last year's playoffs, I said they can be a championship team. Yeah. I didn't think the window was closed. Right now, though, I don't see them.
Right.
I don't see them get. There's an argument to be made that they might not make it out the first round in the West.
Ooh, shit.
There's an argument to be made that they. Because, I mean, right now, we can pull up the standards. They're somewhere in that 7 to 10 range.
Yeah.
If they stay in that play-in range,
right.
and you expect them to go beat Memphis or Denver in the first round,
Right. Good luck
please.
with that.
Denver going to be hard to beat.
Especially putting some more miles on Chris Paul. We don't know if Booker's going to stay healthy.
Right.
And we don't know if Aiden want to be there.
Right.
And then Crowder's on hiatus.
Yeah.
He feels some kind of way.
Crowder ain't coming back. Okay, to me, right, so this is why I asked this because I low-key like Phoenix right? So I'm a Twitter dude. You know, everybody has their social media that they like to go to. I'm a Twitter guy.
Yeah.
Now, it's a lot shittier now since Elon
Facts.
took over.
Facts.
You can't, I don't get news like I used to.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a tweet, the motherfucker just disappears in front of my eyes.
I thought he was revamping the system.
Oh, no, he's fucking up.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
He flushing that motherfucker down the toilet.
He's flushing the system down the toilet. That's what he's doing. So it's harder for me to like find what I want, but that's still my social media of choice. And I go on there and I see Eddie Johnson, Phoenix Sun star, Seattle Supersonic star back in the day.
Yep.
At JumpShot88. That's his Twitter handle, and he's talking shit when they beat us the other night. Won by 12 points. I just clapped for those listening. They won by 12 points. He gets on there and talks, well, when we lost to them earlier in the season in November, everybody said, what's wrong with your team, Eddie, and what happened? I heard a whole lot of people talking stuff, including hosts on NBA TV, and they announced since we win by 12, crickets. See, I'm like, and then I tweet him back directly because I couldn't let that slide.
Right.
I said, Eddie, calm down, okay? You're still, what are y'all? I think y'all are, what are y'all, 8th right now? You know what I'm saying? You're 8th in the conference. You're not even in the top 5. Good luck depending on a 17-year point guard to get you to the promised land. Good luck with that.
Yeah, undersized point guard.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And I think I said, I forget what other thing I said, and that was it. I get a whole bunch of fake-ass Suns fans or wannabe Suns fans jumping in my mentions saying this, that, and the third. Y'all can say all that shit. And they're talking big shit.
Right.
Y'all talking big shit for a team that's not in the top 5.
Well, and even
I don't get it.
Take it a step further. They talking shit, and they caught the Celtics literally on their worst shooting night of the season. Go look at that box score.
Right, and JT,
go look at that box score.
Exactly. Rob Will didn't make his first basket until the second half. Yeah. JT, I don't think made his first basket until late in the second quarter. Yes. Like they had an off night.
I know, man. He hurt my fantasy. My FanDuel, man. He cost me some money too.
Oh, for real?
Man.
Damn, yeah.
$5,000 on it, man.
No,
the over under on him was 28.
And you had
I had the over.
Yeah,
I said it's Phoenix. He finna get 28. He kind of.
Wait, so what else did you have to pair with that? Was it just that?
No, I did several things. I did rebounds, points, and assists. Now FanDuel has like a star player, so they'll give you 5 or 6 players, and it'll give you the points, the rebounds, assists, and 3-pointers too. Right. So I went over on a lot of things, but a lot of things hit. But JT, I'm figuring it's Phoenix. He's finna have him a decent night, but he didn't have a great night.
Yeah.
And it hurt.
Yeah.
And I like JT.
At the
it
wallet,
hurt me, man.
right
Like, come on, I'm trying to get paid here,
Yeah.
man. $10 bet, $5,000 payout. Like, come on here, man.
Yeah.
Right. $10. See, and that is that. And let me ask you this: since it's fantasy, you ain't even have to go to Illinois, did you?
No. I had to go to Illinois.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I thought fantasy.
No. Fantasy you do say, but the sports book you do have to go to
sports
Illinois.
booking, FanDuel sports booking.
Yeah.
You got to drive over there.
Yeah,
so then if something happened, if somebody gets pulled or don't hurt, it's too late. Pick's already in, right? You got to drive back over there to make a change. That's the shit about,
Yeah. Missouri, man, go ahead and legalize that.
They'll fix it. They sick of losing all that money because they're losing a lot of it.
They sure are.
And I swear to God, those what is it? Those player props.
Yeah,
that's where the money is. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
was trying to hit
FanDuel has been nice to me. Both sports, football and basketball this year. So I look, props is where it's at. But I'm with my man Rob. We got to kill that drive to Illinois.
We need that. We need that in Missouri. Missouri's going to get sick of losing that money, and they will. But and I think it's going to change. I don't know in which election, but it's going to change this year.
I think they vote on it sometime later this year, which means we probably get it at some point, like 12 months from whatever.
Right.
It's a red state.
Yeah. It is, but
because it took gambling a long time to get her. And
No, it
then
did. Y'all had gambling on the riverfront.
I'm saying the Queen had gambling. Missouri had to petition for that. And then Missouri had to petition for the loss limit. Because I worked on the casino for 12 years.
Which one?
President, right? So Keyshawn Johnson came to town. He's playing with
President
Tampa
was
Bay.
right on
the Admiral,
downtown.
right downtown.
Right on the water, y'all. Downtown.
Keyshawn Johnson coming town. I mean, Keyshawn, and they played ball. He dropped $500 on the roulette table. And he lost.
At the president?
At the president, he lost.
Okay.
So according to the laws back then, you could only lose $500 every 2 hours.
What?
Wow.
That was the restrictions for gambling. Wow. This is a red state.
Wow.
The church fought it for a very long time.
Hey,
right?
I'm not mad at that.
So
I'm not mad at that.
So then he's like, I can't play. He was like, yeah, you got to go to the Queen. So they all left and went to the Queen.
Yeah.
So then it took years and years and years to do away with the loss limit.
That's all money they lost.
All money they lost.
Yeah.
Because once somebody play that 500, they lose. Well, shit,
You
I
done.
go
For
play
2
whatever
hours.
amount.
For
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah.
But in 2 hours, I can go play
You go to
whatever
the Queen,
amount.
drop your house over there.
Yeah.
At the Queen, yeah.
I mean, I'm just.
Now, and we off on something else right now, but this has to do with sports. What do you think about that, Rob? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
For gambling?
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, for every person that says you lost your house, first of all, gambling is a choice.
Yeah.
Right? Just like the lottery, scratch off ticket, the Powerball, the Powerball or the Megas. One of them's like $747 million.
Oh, yeah.
You mean somebody's not going to throw $2 at a chance to win $700 million?
Yeah,
Right.
no.
Of course you would.
Yeah,
What's the difference?
Definitely.
Right? And again, it's a red state.
Right.
It's a Bible thumping state. I hate to say it, but it took a long time. We used to write letters to the senators and the congressmen about, hey, we need to abolish this law here. We're losing money.
Right.
So then they package the thing like, well, this money's going to go for school and advocacy in these programs. And I'm thinking, well, they closing schools all the time. Where the hell's that money going?
Right.
That's a better issue.
Right.
That's a bigger issue. Like, where the hell's this money going?
Thank you. It's supposed to go to schools. Where is it
Schools
going?
closing up all the time. So
Yes.
where's all that money really going?
Talk about
right?
Facts.
In my
Yeah.
opinion, like that money's going out the window somewhere, man.
Right. And
I think that was a big deal, man.
The thing that's going to make it hard for Missouri not to pass it now moving forward is literally every bordering state has legal gambling. Illinois, well, I guess Arkansas, I don't think they actually have a border. They don't have it anyway. But you got Illinois, Tennessee, Iowa, Kansas.
They all have it.
All have legal gambling.
Wow.
So at some point, you have to keep that money in state. And if you're a state that is like weighing the pros and cons, it's a win-win for you. You make money off of the sports books legalizing. You make money off of people having to pay taxes on their winnings.
Right.
Where's the law?
Just like marijuana, too.
It's a big loss, and we could definitely, excuse me, this is high off the glass, so we talk about cannabis on this show too, because that's my other love outside of basketball. But there is a loss. Like, okay, I'll give you my city for example. Right, I'm from Springfield, Mass. Like I just had said, Massachusetts for eons. You know what I'm saying? That's a blue state. That's your Democratic state. Did not allow any type of gambling. If you wanted to do gambling, you had to drive your ass all the way down to Jersey. You had to go down to AC. In the 90s, Native Americans were like, you know what? We got this land here. Let's open a casino.
Hell yeah.
So Connecticut Native Americans was like, let's go ahead and do that. Guess who was the number one proponent of that for them? You may have heard of him. It was this orange bastard that was just the president. He fought that shit tooth and nail. I remember in 1993 watching the congressional council that they had about to grant Native Americans their right to have that and not pay no taxes, and he fought that shit tooth and nail because he knew it would be the end of AC, which it was. Because you didn't have to drive. Connecticut, if you're in New York, of course New Jersey's closer, but if you're in Massachusetts, where I'm from, if you're trying to get to go somewhere to gamble, Connecticut is a hell of a lot closer.
Yeah.
So people will go there. But in my state in Massachusetts, it was not allowed. There was so many offers we had from major casinos that will come to our city. Because our city is like, okay, so you got, in Massachusetts it's broken up. You got Springfield, Mass on the western half of the state. You got Boston on the other side. Everybody knows Boston. Boston gets all the money.
Yep.
But Springfield, the only time we get money when it has to do with basketball, when it has to do the Hall of Fame. That's the only time we get money. They were major offers from casinos because we're right on the Connecticut River. It was easy for people to access us, and we're right on a major highway.
Right.
So anybody named Mama could get to us real quick, and a lot of folks did. We had a lot of drug trafficking come through my city, and a lot of this and a lot of that. But they had major offers all the time in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Hey, 90s, let's open up a casino there. And my grandmother and my mother used to tell me about some church lady who would go to every city council meeting and would argue that shit down herself And then everybody else would be like, well, yeah, she is right. And I mean, this one lady stopped it happening for decades. And to be honest with you, I'm okay with it. I was okay with it. Now, as a kid, I didn't give a shit. But now when I see my city, because guess what we have now? Now we have the MGM Grand. Yep. And the MGM Grand is huge. It bought up a good, like, 4 blocks in downtown Springfield to open up their casino, to the point where they had to talk to businesses. Hey, look, can we have
your space? Like,
can we have your spot? No, you cannot have our spot. Can you be a part of us? Okay, we'll be a part of you, but you're not getting our land. You're not getting our building. That's crazy. So they had to partner up with shit, you know what I'm saying, just to do it. And now my city is not thriving like it was. We already were losing jobs. You know what I'm saying? Now it's the only big jobs there are at the casino. You know, it's not a lot of revenue coming into the city. If there's not a lot of revenue, you don't have a lot of people with free money just to waste down there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though that place is amazing, like it's not like the casinos here. It's like they have music, a music stage. They have what is it? They have like a game room. They got like, it looks like Dave and Buster's. They got one room that's like Dave and Buster's in there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just I like the fact that they had that limit at the President Casino downtown St. Louis, that you couldn't do that. I wish they still kind of had it now, because there are people that are literally losing their cars, their vehicles, their homes, their tuitions, because they can't control themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we have to look out for. Another thing I want to mention, since we're talking about it, and Rob mentioned it a second ago, with cannabis being legal now. I'm glad it is, but I voted no on it in November. We had an episode about it. We talked about it here on High Off the Glass. Justin was a big part of that episode. I don't agree with the way they wanted to make it legal, because they said certain, that was the word they used, certain individuals may threw me all the way off, will get their records expunged that have certain marijuana-related offenses. Okay. So what the hell does that mean? What is certain in
you leaving yourself a lot of loopholes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's bullshit. If you got me locked up for me having an ounce, but all these motherfucking places is selling it with no retribution.
You can travel to and from with an ounce now. I should be able to get that off my record.
And also, too, I could years ago if I had a medical marijuana card. Before it passes in November, and when it became legal this month, if you had a medical marijuana card, you could travel around with 32 grams on you. You know what I'm saying? That's a zip. Yeah. You know, matter of fact, that's over a zip. You know what I'm saying? A zip is 28. Yeah. An ounce is 28. So you can have over an ounce on you and be good if you had a medical marijuana card. And another thing I don't like is the fact that recreation is legal. You go to my state, Massachusetts, you go to Connecticut, you go to Illinois, you go everywhere in the country, Colorado, California. You don't need no medical marijuana card. Right. You just go into the places and buy. Right. Now you don't need it here, but you get discounts if you do. Or you'll get this if you do. Why do I have to pay the state of Missouri to smoke my green and get my medicine? That's bullshit. That's why I voted no on it, and I'm a huge marijuana advocate.
So my thing with legalized cannabis is I'm definitely here for it. I think it's not the gateway drug that people used to make it out to be, right?
Talk about it.
Now, one thing we need to watch, though, watch what the fuck the government is putting in this weed.
Oh, Josh. Yes, sir.
Just be careful.
Yes, sir.
Because... You know, people, they try to say, okay, well, buy from the dispensaries, you ain't got to worry about the shit being laced with, like, fentanyl and all of that, right? Mm-hmm. But it wasn't until you start going to dispensaries to get weed that you saw people getting health problems because of the specific weed they're smoking. Or you got people, quote-unquote, overdosing now. That ain't never been associated with
green?
Exactly.
What?
So I forget the state.
I don't think that's a thing.
This is a story my wife showed me. I forgot the state, but they had, I think they said it's like 115% increase in the number of marijuana-related hospitalizations within the last year.
Jesus.
I've smoked for a while.
Yeah.
I ain't never had to go to the hospital because of no weed.
Not off no green, never.
So whatever is happening with the dispensary green, I'm kind of cool on that. Yeah, I'm kind of cool on that.
And that is what you just said, Josh, was a major thing. There's only 2 dispensaries here that I mess with. I mess with Field State and Florissant, and I mess with Luxury Leaf. I mess with Luxury Leaf because they black owned. Even though, Mike, Andrea, still haven't had y'all on the show yet. Y'all need to stop playing. Come on the show. Come on.
It's a good time.
I've had Field State on. Where y'all at?
Are you gonna? Larry Hughes and was it Al Harrington?
Now,
by the
Viola.
soccer.
Yeah,
That's
Viola.
By the soccer stadium.
Viola, I would mess with Viola as well. I was talking to Abe Givens, the owner of them, last year. We Abe let me be a part of their 420 event that they threw last year at over in the Grove, and I was proud of that, and I was happy that he let me be a part of it. Haven't heard from the brother since, and I want to have him on the show. Shoot, Al Harrington was a huge inspiration for me with this show.
Yeah,
NBA player. Did his thing in the league. What does he do when he gets out? He jumps into cannabis. You know what I'm saying?
Right up your alley.
Right up my alley. You know what I'm saying? That's the crust of my show.
Yeah.
So I was super excited about them, but it's just like, to me, with dispensaries, I can get stuff just as good, if not better, on the street for way cheaper.
Yeah,
Like I just can.
thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, so I'm not one of these, I don't want to say that. I'm not one of these folks that that has to go.
Choose your words, sir.
Yeah, hey, that was a smart. The Hezzy game was quick on that one.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
almost got stripped. What's the name? I'm not one of these folks that has to go there to go to a dispensary to get top notch stuff. I go to a dispensary to support that dispensary.
Right.
I know cultivators.
Yeah.
I have them on my show. I know them throughout the city. So it's just like, I don't feel the need for that. But other people that's what floats your boat and that makes you feel comfortable, go ahead and do that. It's just the only thing that I hate is that all you dispensaries that are popping up, what are y'all giving back? Because it's all of you are popping up like goddamn CVS's and Starbucks. What are you giving back?
Yeah, because they're going to try to use the state education fund deal, which we, like you mentioned, it's schools closing. And even the ones that are staying open, they're not educating our kids the way they used to.
I don't think any marijuana sales are said to go to that. I thought it was just gambling.
I would propose, again, I don't work in state government, but just an idea that I got. I would propose whatever municipality your cannabis operation is located in, you have to donate X percentage of your revenue to schools within that municipality.
Right.
And it has to go directly to the schools. Don't send that shit to Jefferson City to get stepped on. Don't send that shit to Jeff City to get stepped on.
City, they'll never see it.
Man, if we go to Jeff City, it's going to probably end up in New York someday. Well, you never know where the money going to go.
Y'all both smart today.
Hey, so just make sure, I think that would be the best way to try to capitalize and make it a win-win for everybody, right? But you still gonna, like you said, you still gonna have guys on the street being able to get you just as good, if not better, for half the price in some cases. Right. The one thing I will say that I probably would go to a dispensary for versus the street is like your edibles, but I'm not an edibles guy like regularly. I just trust. It's kind of the opposite thing with the weed. I would trust somebody professionally making those edibles versus somebody in their kitchen or whatever. But
go ahead, Rob.
Oh well. Gambling. We was talking gambling real quick. So I pulled up the app.
Okay.
There's 3 players tonight, right, on the star props. Siakam, Embiid, and Donovan Mitchell.
What they got Siakam doing?
Siakam
they got
the Grizzlies, right?
The individual player, they got him on points, rebounds, and assists.
Yeah.
Right. So I plugged them.
They play Memphis.
I plugged them all in.
Oh,
on a $20 bet.
Okay.
Could win $16,000.
Jesus.
That's why people gamble.
Yes.
Right? That's why people gamble.
Yes.
For the chance of betting a little to win a lot.
Yeah. Well, also, too, people gamble because they have an addiction because, look.
And if I was in Illinois, I'd press this, I'd make that bet.
I know you would. I want to press it for you. I want to press it for you. Hell, you can go to casino last week, and when it was the championship Sunday, you better, and they were the favorite, but people will do this. Bet $20 for KC to beat Cincy. I'm sorry, no, for Cincy to beat KC, because that's who I had. $20 would have got you like I think like 140, 130, something like that. That's not big money.
No.
Right.
But people will do it.
Yeah.
Just for that, I won. You know what I'm saying? Or just for that sense.
Yeah.
Shit, some folks that really got a problem, they get excited when they lose and the money's being taken away.
Well,
you know
you also got some people on the side that they want to have some type of interest in the game. So like if you
watching it ain't enough.
Right, watching it's not enough. So if you're not a KC or Bengals fan, but you want to have a rooting interest somewhere, okay, well, I'm going to put my money behind Joe Burrow and the Bengals. So I'm going to put this on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs to win, but I also need Travis Kelce to score a touchdown. Like I'm one of those people.
Right.
I've taken all the feelings out of sports. All of Right? I got no feelings in it. Now, I was one of them guys. I'm dug in. I'm mad at. I'm one of them guys back in the day. Me and my lady gonna have a problem. I'm gonna have a problem, right? I'm invested in this. I ain't getting no championship ring. I ain't getting no money. Coach owners don't know me. Yeah. That's how invested I was.
Hey,
So
real
like,
talk.
let me pull my feelings out of this. I ain't getting paid for this. I'm not Jack Nicholson, right? Jack Nicholson has a championship ring, right?
They gave him.
They gave one. Yeah.
He's invested.
Yes, he is.
Spike Lee is a fan.
Right.
Chris Rock, they a real diehard fan. Too many Knicks fans left, right?
Yeah.
So I said, let me take the feelings out of this, man. I'm mad. It's fucking up my whole week, my life, man.
Real talk.
Now, think about it. My life. So I said, let me take the feelings out.
My life.
Right? Now, if somebody gonna score this touchdown and win me $6,000, then that's my man right there, man.
I don't give a shit.
I'm a fan of you today. I'm a fan of you today.
Not to mention the corruption of it, man, and the politics of it. You can never know. Just like this Kansas City, this Cincinnati game. Don't tell me something wasn't done strategically to put Kansas City in a better position.
That's next week. We talking football.
So as a result of that, I took all my feelings out of this. I took my feelings out of it and said, give me a touchdown.
That's
it.
Give me 50. So last year, when the Rams won, I had a 12-leg parlay, and everything hit. Odell Beckham, the over-under on yards was 63, and that SOB had 50 before he went down.
Yeah.
He had 50 before he went down?
50.
So Odell, I lost some money on Odell last year, too, because I had parlays with Odell, and I also had a nice bet on Odell to win Super Bowl MVP, and if he didn't get hurt, he was going to win.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I did.
That's where my feelings lie now, right?
We fuck with sports.
I'm looking at the bets.
I did literally the same thing because I had Odell anytime touchdown.
Yep.
Got that. I had Jamar anytime touchdown. I had but I had Cincy winning.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, man.
And you was an Aaron Donald away. You was an Aaron Donald away, man.
Matter of fact, if my man just saw Jamar, because Jamar was wide open. Jalen had fell. Last play of the game. If he would just would have seen, dude. But anyway, I digress. Just to let y'all know, tune in next Sunday. Next Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday, as you all know. But my show is at 2:00, and you ain't gonna miss none. You ain't gonna miss none of the game. So you might as well tune in to High Off the Glass because we gonna have a Super Bowl Sunday episode for y'all next week. So tune in for that. That's gonna be dope. Bowl. Before we get up out of here, I just wanna ask you, Rob, because you're not a smoker, right?
No, I'm not. Not anymore.
Okay, cool.
I used to smoke back in the day, man, and then the job did a lot of random drug tests. I don't need this, man.
Oh, yeah.
I feel that.
But all my friends do, man.
Okay,
do your thing, man.
Your friends know what time it is. And let me ask you this. I always wonder, not always, but sometimes I wonder, what do people who are not smokers and people who, and I'm saying that you used to have a negative connotation on it, but folks that had a negative connotation, but more so you can speak for yourself. Someone who doesn't smoke, what do you think of the way it has totally turned around? It is not that pariah drug that people used to make it out to be, that gateway drug people used to make it out to be. It's almost socially accepted like beer now. You know what I'm saying?
I think the government did it as a business move.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's financially resourceful and sound for the government to say, you know what? Let's legalize this thing and see the benefit of the money coming behind it. I hate it for all the brothers in the system.
Right.
For nickel bags, a dime bag. I'm talking 15.
Right.
Brothers were getting incarcerated at an enormous rate. I'm talking twice the sentence for small amounts. We ain't talking Colombia drug law. We talking small amount. These dudes were doing 10, 15 effing years. Killing their whole life. And I thought that was a detriment to the community, to the race and the culture in general. Like, don't send this brother away for 10 years on a couple ounces or whatever. That's just nonsense.
Talk about it.
And I think putting it out there in the mainstream, dispensaries, it's legalized, it's profitable, it's money in it. Right. They took the spin off of it, right? This is a dirty sin. Yep. Now, this is a business, right? Mike Tyson has it down in California. Like, it's a business.
Awesome papers, too, by the way.
And I seen a thing on TikTok about African-American people and the future of it being ownership and the money that it would take. And there's classes out there now to learn how to grow your business. I think that's amazing. Considering a few years ago, it's disgusting. You're going to jail. It's around schools and the laws are different now. There's more time. I think it's asinine. I think the government is all business. And I think if it can make dollars for the government, then it makes sense.
Damn right.
Yeah,
That's what
for
I
sure.
think, man.
Damn right.
For sure.
Josh, I know you agree, so I ain't gonna ask you.
Oh yeah,
You with me,
yeah.
man.
I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate.
What is it? Yeah, it's just amazing. Even me, someone who I literally started this show in 2019 to talk about basketball and to help kill the stigma with cannabis. Like that was the whole reason why I started this, because I love basketball, I love cannabis, I want to kill that stigma. The stigma's falling so fast.
So fast.
Like it's ridiculous. Now before we burn out, because I'm ready to smoke this joint, I got to do some production stuff for this show. Man, it just feels good to be back. I just want to say thank you, brothers, for taking this time today.
Always a pleasure.
Hey, man, thanks for having me.
Oh man,
It's my first podcast. I appreciate it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like
Hey,
the setup.
look,
You did, man.
Rob is
I tried to
good
tell
with
you.
me, bro.
I
Rob
did,
is good
man.
with me,
Bro,
man.
I've been
I don't know
trying
the
to get this
I don't know the
for
format,
years.
man. I don't know how to jump in. I
But
don't know
no,
if you're supposed to
look,
like.
you was perfect, man. You was
He
perfect.
was.
You was perfect,
I
man.
like the setup, man, and I appreciate you having me on.
No,
I mean, we talk sports all the time for years, and he's right. He's been asking me for years, and it's always been and work and life and BS. You're right, so I'm sorry about that, man.
It's okay.
But I appreciate you
Right,
having me, man.
right.
Thank you, my brother.
I appreciate
You-
you having me, man.
Because I knew you would love it. I knew you would love it. Like Rob, you the type of dude you could fuck around and have your own show. You know what I'm saying? Because you're that smart, you're well spoken, and you know what you're talking about. You could have your own shit. Talk to Justin after the show. But real talk, because Josh, he got his own as well. So Josh knows what time it is. Before we get out of here, are there any teams that aren't really talked about that y'all see doing something good? I mean, Denver's not talked about, but they are talked about. I know Denver's probably
They the
gonna
best
be-
team in the West.
Yeah, you think so?
Right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Real quick, before y'all even answer that question, what's up with Zion? Why is he never playing?
So here's my thing with Zion, right?
Wait a minute, he just played the other night, right?
No, he
No,
didn't.
no.
He
Zion's been out for like 3
He
weeks.
watched that whole game.
Yeah.
I
He
thought he
watched
played
that. He
against-
watched Bi.
Yeah, B.I.
Brandon probably played. Ingram did his thing.
That's a bad boy,
To me, anybody who was that was involved in that Faker Pelicans trade, you know what I'm saying? AD should be showing his ass, and BI should be showing his ass.
Yeah.
Because that y'all got traded for each other,
Right,
basically.
right.
So go hard. You know what I'm saying? And Zion, he on the bench yelling.
Here's my thing with Zion. I think he is special when he's on the court.
Right.
We saw him play 61 games, not last year, but the year before. 27 points on 60% from the field.
Right.
Only person to ever do that before him, your boy Kevin McHale. Only
That's what he do.
player in NBA history to do that for a full season other than Zion.
Wow. Say that again.
27 points per game, 60% shooting from the field. Wow. Just those two benchmarks. Him and Kevin McHale, that's the list.
Yep, all your points in the paint.
But he got to stay on the floor.
That's true.
And the Pelicans right now, because if they had a healthy Zion
use him.
with a healthy BI and CJ and the rest of those role players they got, they could be dangerous.
CJ
They could be
problem,
dangerous.
That's a
man.
great move for him.
Great move.
I hate it for Dame, but that's a great move.
Great
for him.
move for CJ.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if they don't have Zion, man, like that's really holding them back. And I think if he was healthy, they would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous to stop.
That young dude they got too. I forget his name. That young big Herb.
Herb Jones. Yeah.
Man, he's good.
Hey,
that dude is
Herb
good
is
as hell.
all defensive.
I love
look,
his game.
Love it.
Now
Love
let
him.
me go. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Let me go over the list, sir.
Go ahead.
The Celtics, the Bucks, the Sixers, the Nets, the Cavs, the Heat, the Knicks, the Hawks.
Cavs, we forget about the Cavs.
Right.
Cavs are nice, but they a wing away.
The West, we
Think
got.
so. They should have kept Levert. They should have kept.
Well, no, they still have LeVert. I think
they still got him.
I
still
think
got
they.
I thought Levert is in Indy. You
No,
sure?
no, Levert's still there.
He's there.
Oh, Levert's in Cleveland.
Yeah, he's still
oh,
there.
shit.
They need an upgrade over LeVert though.
You think so?
At least defensively.
I like Harris Levert. I think he's dope.
It's too many 7 and 8 point nights for me.
Oh,
It's too many of those.
Good
mixed
call.
in. But
Good call.
yeah.
The Nuggets, the Grizzlies, the Kings, the Clippers, the Suns, the Mavs, the Warriors, the Timbs, the Jazz, the Pelicans, the Blazers, the Thunder. Now those teams, the bottom 5 are only separated like 4 games.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's only
West is
like
wide
4
I
games
think
between 4 and like 12.
Sacramento.
Talk about
Right.
it. Talk
First of
about
all, Sacramento's been probably one of the worst basketball franchise in LA a generation. Right?
Yeah.
Terrible.
In the league, yeah.
The fact, what's my kid? Sabonis?
Yeah.
Like, I love him. I do. I pick him all the time. They got some good, young, hard playing brothers over there.
They do.
Yeah.
They
The
do.
team itself. And it's a shocking theory because I never thought they'd be 3 in the West.
I think they should have kept Halliburton though.
I like
I really
Halliburton,
do.
man. I like him,
Halliburton's
man.
cold, and
He's
I know
nice.
you had to give him up to get Sabonis.
He's dying over there in Indy, man.
He is, but I think they need another scorer, and that was Halliburton. You know what I'm saying? I think
Yeah.
that's what they need.
I would say Minnesota, but my man's hurt all the time. He ain't even playing out.
In Minnesota, they made that fucking trade for Gobert.
Right.
That killed
they
the
gave,
Kevin
they gave him
Durant.
too much.
Right. 5 players and 5 picks.
Yeah.
For 11 and 7, as Shaq say.
Yeah.
$40 million, man. Give you 11 and 7.
They kind of fucked themselves.
Okay.
And I want them to be good too because I like the Timberwolves.
I like Anthony Edwards, man. That dude's a star.
Oh, he's a monster, man.
He's a
Why
star.
not keep? And why did you let Pat Bev go? He was really good for y'all last year. One y'all fucking got y'all in the play.
The thing is, they didn't have to make that trade at all.
Yeah.
You didn't need Gobert. You could.
They just let Pat Bev go.
They traded him as part of that deal to Utah. Utah cut him.
Oh,
Well,
he was in that deal?
He was in that deal. They had basically their entire bench plus picks went to Utah, and then once Pat Bev got to Utah, they shipped him to LA.
Danny Ainge be getting over, don't he?
Are we talking about, is anybody talking about Miami? Or they kind of?
I don't.
That window
I'm not a
closed
believer.
now?
Miami,
I'm not a
window's
believer.
super closed,
Yeah.
bro. You can't. Miami does the same. They do the same shit every year, and they don't revamp it. And it's just like, well, your number one option is Bam Adebayo. Like he's taking more shots than goddamn Jimmy.
Yeah.
Like
and then Kyle Lowry's always out of shape. Kyle Lowry, he had a hell of a run that championship year with the Raptors.
Right.
But that was the icing on the cake for him. He didn't need to prove shit else after that. He didn't need to do anything else after that.
Yeah.
As soon as he left Toronto, it was all downhill.
They gave him a 3-year, $90 million deal.
Crazy deal, yeah.
No way.
But here's the thing, though. You can't fault him for doing it because
without a doubt.
had to give it to him.
But there has to be pride for player, right?
Yeah.
I'm not coming on a new team out of shape, not in my best peak condition.
Yeah.
Like you're hurting the team and yourself too.
Yeah.
Hero is playing phenomenal.
Yeah.
Robinson's kind of regressed. He's getting less time. I don't know if
really regressed. He don't even get.
I'm surprised.
Like that.
That kid can shoot.
What is it? Gabe Vincent and the other dude, Max Strus.
That kid can shoot.
They took his minutes so goddamn fast.
I like Robinson, man. He can shoot, man.
Yeah, I think Duncan.
I'm sorry, Duncan.
The only reason I'm even tapped in with the Heat as much as I am is because I don't like their style of basketball is just boring as hell to watch. They play like that. It's the 80s and shit. It's like you could tell Pat Riley still has a hand in that organization. For
sure.
Good God.
For sure.
And it's just like with what is it with Duncan? It's just like they were saying on Lepitar's show. They used to say he always felt like he had imposter syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I here? I shouldn't. I don't know how good I am. Da, 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 da. And he obviously does because you look at his game. Like, dude, you have no confidence in yourself, do you?
No.
Like, Jesus.
No, he needs to change the scenery though.
Yeah, he does. I think he does. I think we need to go out to Utah. Utah, get them together. All right, so
real quick, what about Dame?
What about Dame?
Yeah,
Dame needs some help. Dame needs some help.
Dame, just do it for all. Just request a trade already.
You know what I'm saying? But he won't do it.
Just
he
request a
refuses.
trade already.
He's Bradley Beal,
man.
right? He's a good player.
No,
That's my city.
No,
That's
it's the opposite though.
Yeah.
It's the opposite
as far
to
as
me.
loyalty to the city and the town. Right?
So
I'm just gonna stay here
I
and-
think
Different.
I think Brad's
Similar but different.
I think Brad's loyalty comes from the fact that okay, they paid me, I'm gonna go ahead and work it out here, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Dame very clearly has said, I want to win. I know I can be a key piece in winning. Y'all got to surround me with the right people. They've taken chances on all the wrong guys. Your second best player is Jeremy Grant.
Yeah.
Y'all
I
win the
love Dame,
championship
man.
with them
I love
in the
Dame,
West.
man. Dame's amazing, man.
No.
Dame
But
is
I
amazing,
feel
but
like
just
his career's just gonna kind of dwindle.
just request a
and-
trade already, man.
And see, it made sense to get rid of CJ because CJ was giving him nothing late in games.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
And he's a great fit where he in the
New
Pelicans.
Orleans, yeah.
Great
he is.
fit.
I just hope he does something because to me, CJ would always. I mean, he's done it a little bit in New Orleans. Like shit, last year in the playoffs, late in games, El Dorado or
Alvarado, yeah.
Alvarado and what is it? If Bi was playing, they were kind of doing the thing. CJ was kind of watching. You know
But see,
what I'm
that's
saying?
what
And Herb
you.
Jones.
That's the best case scenario for you if you New Orleans, to where CJ can kind of be your adult in the room, quarters like 1 through 3,
Right.
and
Some
then
leadership.
Bi just bring us home.
Yeah.
That's what you
I
hoping
guess-
for.
I guess
That's what you hoping for.
The Knicks in Utah. If I had to pick two teams, I thought decent teams, and I like the Knicks.
Okay.
I've always liked the Knicks. They've been bad for a very long time. I'll pick the Knicks in Utah
to go farther in the playoffs.
to surprise some teams.
Okay.
Right, like your Final Four runner,
Okay.
one of these old Cinderella teams, Appalachian State, that nobody picks. Right? There's always some Cinderella team coming out of nowhere in a small
Facts.
conference
Right. Yeah.
that shoots the three ball very well and defends well.
Yeah.
I like Utah. I like the young players. I like the Knicks too.
Okay.
So
Just
bad.
to
I like-
surprise
That's not bad at all.
some people.
I
late.
like the Knicks, right? I want the Knicks to get a star, man. I want to see what that team does and how Madison Square Garden responds to having a legitimate star in a Knicks uniform in 2022. That would.
Kevin
You
Durant.
want them to get who? KD?
Kevin Durant.
Who do you want them to get?
I mean, I'm sure KD's like. look, he already went out and said earlier this year, y'all got me out here playing with guys like Edmund Sumner.
He did.
And all that
He
shit.
did.
was talking shit.
Yeah, he was talking shit. And he wasn't trying to do it maliciously, but he was sending a message, right? If all you got to do is just change uniforms, you ain't got to change cities.
Yeah.
The Knicks got enough to trade for him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think he would be an excellent fit there. I mean, you look at that team, you got RJ, you got Julius Randle, who y'all should have kept. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all should have kept his ass. Bron was either jealous of him or worried he would take his.
He would have just been another piece in the AD trade, though.
Shit, you keep him. You keep him. You don't let him go in that AD trade.
I don't think they could have kept him. I think
they should have kept him. But to me, I think with the Knicks, I think the Knicks could be dope. I think they could be an amazing team. But again, I don't know if a big time free agent going there is going to help them. We've seen that before with Melo. I kind of think they need to do like with Pat Ewing. They need to get somebody from the draft that's really good, a top 5 draft pick, and mold that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And trying to build what they tried to do with RJ. I think they need to do something like that. I don't know. I would love to. Look. The NBA is good when the Knicks are good. When the Knicks, the Celtics, and the Fakers are good, the NBA is good.
Especially all at the same time.
Yeah, I mean,
you're in a great spot. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like the Yankees in the oh God, I hate the Red Sox so much. Them being good. It's like when those two teams are good, they make their whole league better. Same thing in the NBA. And I would love to see KD go there. I just don't know if it'll work.
You think that's the same in the NFL with Dallas, like the league does?
No, that's totally different with them.
The NFL is going to benefit from Dallas regardless because you go talk about the Cowboys whether they win or lose.
The NFL benefits when Dallas is trash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can be 4-12 or 12-4. You're gonna talk about Dallas equally.
I like
both
to see
sides.
them lose. I do. It just brings joy to my
I
life.
mean,
First the fans. The fans are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right? They got awful terrible, man.
The fans make you hate
They
that.
beating their chests all the come on, Michael Irvin. It's been a very long time ago, sir.
You're 5-2 and you get hyped like you won something. I don't understand. Okay, real quick before we get out of here. NBA Finals. Who you got in the finals?
You put me
on
the spot.
Yeah.
Well, here.
Okay. No. You know
I'll answer the question.
I'll dial it back.
Okay.
Because you're going to be on before that, so we ain't got to be that serious. I want both of y'all conference picks right now.
Conference Finals in the East, Boston without a question.
Damn right.
I'm going to say Boston and Milwaukee in the East.
Oh, that's too easy.
I'm going to say Boston and Milwaukee in the East.
I'm going to go Denver. I'm going to go Denver and Boston.
No, not NBA Finals. We're just going to do conference finals.
The Nuggets and the Lakers.
What?
Yeah.
Hey.
Now in the East,
put
I'm
some
gonna
money on that right now.
I'm
if
gonna
you
go.
you know how much money you can make.
I might have to go tap in the FanDuel right.
You got Denver and the Fakers.
Yeah.
What? You sure you don't mean the Clippers?
No.
Okay.
Now look,
Clippers gonna fold.
if they make the right move, they make the right move, and LeBron and AD are healthy, they can beat all the teams that are in front of them right now. I think.
To me, I think if they get in the tournament, they can do something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they can go all the way to the damn Western Conference Finals, but at least just get in the tournament. Yeah. And then maybe you could do something because you ain't been in the tournament since that funky ass bubble.
Now,
so get in the motherfucker. Like
it's some other shit around the West that you got to take into account with that. But Steph is hurt. After last night, he's gonna be out for a few weeks.
The whole Warriors is hurt.
Yeah. Phoenix is up and down. Clippers are up and down. Memphis right now, they lost, 6 out of their last 8.
3-7 since that incident in L.A.
Yeah, so they've lost 7 out of 10.
3-7 since what
since the Shannon Sharp thing.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. You talking about Memphis?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So all of those teams in the West, the only stable team is Denver.
Shannon Sharp got on my nerves with that. Shut the fuck up.
They missing some veteran leadership over there. Yeah. They mentioned something, a locker room temperament over there.
Yeah.
To control the locker room and the temperament. Because as much as I like Ja Morant, he's going to get himself in some real trouble. His father is out there talking very reckless all the time.
Yeah.
I love me some Ja Morant. Tell your father to sit his ass down and be a spectator.
Right.
He's too much of a LeVar
Ball.
He's too much. Sit your ass down. Let your son play ball.
Yes. Yeah.
I am sick and tired of seeing him, Ja, with his little fruity, colorful ass hair all the damn time, talking shit, and I'm sick of seeing a fake ass Usher, which is his daddy.
Yeah, it's too much, man.
Sit down.
Shut up.
And here's the thing, Ja. If you want to talk shit, you can do that.
Yeah.
You're putting a bigger target on your back, which is because you talked all that shit, talking about the only team you worried about is Boston, and then right after that, I think a few days later, Golden State kicked your ass.
Kicked their ass.
And Golden State hadn't won shit for that game. So what did you talking about? But then also too, Ja, can you shoot? Can you hit a jumper? Because late in games, you know what you do? I don't trust this jumper. Let me go to the cup. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's all you do. And I'm sorry, nobody says this, but Taylor Jenkins is a horrible coach. They need to get them a young brother in there that knows how to coach, that can relate to them cats. Somebody's in the league. Taylor Jenkins at halftime, Mr. Jenkins. So, Coach, what's your adjustment? You guys are down by 5. You're down by 10 to such and such. What are you going to do different? Oh, we're gonna have Ja do this, and we're gonna have Steven Adams do this, and we're gonna have JJ, and we're gonna be good. No adjustments. Second half, same fucking thing. No. Just Ja, just run down in the middle of the court, and JJ get out his way. Maybe throw an alley-oop or two. Steven, make sure you box somebody out. Like, they have no plays, no adjustments at all. It's just Ja, do what you want. So I don't believe in Memphis. I like them, but I don't believe in them. But for me, did you say who you?
Oh, I didn't say in the West. So
say West.
I'm not gonna go as far as putting the Lakers there because that's contingent on the trade deadline. Mm-hmm. If as teams are currently constructed right now, I might have to say Denver and Sacramento.
That's bold as shit.
Hey,
I
but
like that. You should put money on that, bro.
So I say that because look, they got some with Fox and Sabonis, man. Uh-huh. They got good role players. Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes is there. You got Rashawn Holmes as a backup big. Like you got quality pieces.
Yeah.
And I also think the matchups could just benefit them when they get to the playoffs to where, okay, if you got them versus, let's say, the Clippers.
Right.
The Clippers have been there, but can we count on Kawhi to make it through a full playoff series? Can we count on Paul George to make it through the end of the season healthy?
Yeah.
And if they don't make no moves at trade deadline, I don't like them as much.
Right.
Right? So I think the matchups could break in Sacramento's favor, but right now I think it's Denver's West to control, and then the East, the only team that I see breaking up that Boston and Milwaukee thing is Philly.
Yeah, Boston, Milwaukee. All right, Bet. And you had Denver and Sacramento.
LA.
Denver and LA. Yeah. I still don't understand that. And then East you got?
I got Philly and Boston.
Philly and Boston.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's basically me for the East Coast. Eastern Conference, the best conference. It's Philly and Boston. That's it. Well, no, because Milwaukee can do something. You know what?
You didn't believe in Kevin Durant? Can lead this team?
I don't.
No.
What is
for legacy. For legacy.
No.
I don't believe in. No. I don't believe in.
Because I think he's going to ask for a trade.
Bro, I don't believe in any Brooklyn team. Of course he will. I'm not asking for any Brooklyn.
Now,
I don't believe in no Brooklyn
we just
team.
mentioned Memphis before you go.
Uh-huh.
That's a team that needs to be calling about KD.
You think KD would work down there? Oh,
what would they have to lose? We talking KD and
what they got exactly? What they got to lose?
No, I'm saying KD with Ja.
I don't see that working. To be honest with you,
Do you think Memphis would consider, because Rudy Gobert went for such a high bargaining price?
Right.
Then that slowed the Kevin Durant deal, right?
Yeah,
like
if
you get 5-5 for 11-7,
right?
Then we want 8-6 or something for KD.
Right.
What would Memphis have to lose? What would be left when KD came?
Just thinking through it,
Not a whole lot.
So you probably give up Jaren Jackson in that deal.
Man,
Dylan Brooks, maybe Zaire Williams and some picks. Because you also have to think about the leverage aspect of it. If KD asks for a trade again, you torn this thing down to studs.
Right.
Memphis has all their picks. They got a couple picks from the Warriors that a few years down the road too. They can make the trade work. As long as I have Ja, Bane, and KD afterwards, I can figure out the rest. That's how, at least in the West as it stands today.
Desmond jumper ain't even that.
Memphis,
but it's a big difference between Desmond having to guarantee himself to be your number 2 option and just being able to float in as the 3 behind Ja.
Memphis need a
If
veteran.
he's your number 2, you're not good.
No. Memphis need a veteran.
They do.
They need
locker room,
somebody
personality, identity. They need a veteran.
They really do.
And they need to shut his dad up.
They do.
That's the reason, Ball got out of L.A. That's not going to work in L.A., right?
Yeah.
That's not going to work long term. No, we can't have that.
You can't. Okay, and to folks on here on Facebook that's listening, what's up, y'all? I appreciate y'all looking. Yes, I fuck with Levitard. Forget you, Josh. And Antonio, we talked about your sons. You wasn't in here earlier. You should have been here earlier. We was talking about it. We talked all about them. All right, so we about to wrap. Man, this was a really good episode. I wonder if I can play. I don't know if I can play both at the same time.
Back.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta go back. We gotta go right back to it.
What a great song.
They put the energy where it needed to be today.
Yeah, what a great song.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That show was the shit. Yo, for myself, for Mr. Rob that came in the building, for Josh Price.
Hey, man. Always a pleasure.
Yo, my name is... Where is it?
Here where we need you.
Yo, my name's OThaGreat.
Tease him a lot, 'cause
It's
we
another
got
episode
him
of
on
House
the
and
spot.
Glass.
Welcome back.
Keep us next Sunday. Super Bowl preview episode. We talk some football.
Welcome back.
Feels so good to be back, y'all.